Good morning, guys. How you going? I'm just dragging this suitcase down to the bus stop and off to do some trading today. I'm going to trade this whole suitcase with some stuff in it for a jar of cannabis. It's fantastic because I know a grower. He just offers the cannabis to me for worth. So it's a full-on barter system alive. I'm so stoked. You can see the cheeky smile on my face. Anyway, I was going to do a live stream, but let's just do this. Because I wanted to talk about how when you're awake, let's get rid of the bubble gum. Sorry about that. I wanted to talk about women, and when you're awake, like spiritually awake, what we have noticed, and I say we, not the demons in me or something, but we, the movement of organic portals, simulation sort of movement, people that are Mandela effect movement, we're all kind of like rigmarolled into one realization that this is a simulation, right? And that there's always orange fluoro around Benjamin. And more. So I just wanted to talk about how we've all realized that once you're spiritually awake, these women don't want you at all. And I also wanted to, I think, title this Women Want Game Objects. I don't want to, say bitch, man, or this or that anymore. Let's take it on a different tack. Because the only reason we call them bitch men is because this is the secondary feminine matrix, right? So if you're not, within and spiritually awakened, you're not like real. And we'll talk about that another time. But the whole point is that what I've noticed is once you're awake, let's talk about that first, the women want game objects, then we'll go into it. So I've noticed that women always, it's the same thing, right? Because a real awoken man is not a game object anymore, and we're getting out, right? So what I've noticed is that they can detect, if you're your own spirit. And I made a video a while ago, all they want is a dog man. And I noticed that for like the last 10 years. I used to get a lot of girls. I'm not ugly. I've got a good personality, like I'm humorous and stuff. I'm not, a real case. You know what I mean? I'm not that bad a guy. I'm not that bad a pick, right? Like I'm not putting myself up for sale or anything right now. But you could do a lot worse than me, blonde hair, blue-eyed surfer, Australian. I mean, I don't want to say anything to the opposite, but you know what I mean, like international entrepreneur even. I mean, there's so much like good things about me, but then all they see is that none of that matters. This is my point. All they see is that I don't have a normal job, so I'm not going to bear their children like in a constant environment, right? See, they want the habitual simulation man, because he's got the 20-year career job. They know they can like pop out a baby, and it's in their instinct, and they can't escape it, or it's very difficult to. Of course they can, and that's the point of ascension, right? But it's very difficult to. I've noticed that. They know it as well. Right, it's very difficult for women to escape their urges, their cycles. You can see that they're cycled into this place more with the monthly cycle and all that. It's very interesting because I just wanted to get it all out, like explicated and articulated better. We all know it, but let's explore it, right? So they don't want a free-spirited man, right? Because it doesn't do them any good. Like, they're not going to get a child from that. They're not going to get a stable environment from that. You could change your mind because you have a mind. You know what I mean? You have your own mind, so you could just change your mind at any time. I'm telling you, they want game objects, and they want the obedient man, I call it the dog man, because it's what it always looks like. It's like they're calling their puppy along with them. Like, you see this in the shopping centre, and it becomes very obvious, right? I've said that before. They want like an obedient dog man. They don't want a free-thinking guy. Yes, some do, but we're talking about the majority here, right, of women. And yeah, I've noticed they want game objects. They just want to settle down, have a pizza night, and be comfortable and be normal. They don't want to stand out to their friends like they're some kind of like, freak, right? They are social creatures, so they need that social structure as well. So you can just see endlessly. Yeah, the sound harassment is real in my life, every video. And here we have the street cleaner up here in the fluoro bin and a fluoro orange wear, and he's already done his little head tip that he knows I'm coming, and now he's pretending he's not seen me or he doesn't care about me. Yeah, you just watch their body language and you know who's an organic portal. They look at you without looking, these organic portals. It's funny, because remember, it's what's in them that's important, not their body before you. And most of these women, and even spiritual women, there's this tendency to just want that normalcy and that social structure, and not have a guy that's going to be crazy and out of line. Who knows what Ben would say? I can't be in a relationship with him. Who knows how quick he would move, you know what I mean? How quick he would change his mind on things, or blah, blah, blah. So I'm not even a pick for them. Doesn't matter how I look, doesn't matter if I have a good personality or not, if I'm spiritually awake, if I know fuckloads, right? If I'm intelligent or not, have an international entrepreneur website. None of it matters. I could be rich even, and all I'm going to get is, the red dress program coming at me. Even if I became rich, I would just get like the attempts of the red dress program, like real slutty bitches, like gold diggers, right? That's the best that I could now do. And it's interesting, these narcissistic witches, they have the spirits come through them to put you down and everything. It's a program. This is what I'm trying to say. All of this is something that I've seen and figured out, that's ubiquitous in your guys' lives. And you can see the other channels like DB from Gang Stalking Simulation. The guy's huge. Like, why hasn't he got a chick under his arm? Even left side of the brain, like, he's working out all the time. He's not the dumbest cunt around. You know what I mean? None of us are like ugly fuckwits. You know what I mean? Or soulless, like pieces of crap. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen some women with these guys, man, with these bellies with serpents in them, with faces I wouldn't shit on. You know what I mean? Just ugly, dumb, stupid, and they prefer that guy over me. You know what I mean? And this is what caught me onto it, because it doesn't make sense. It's that organic portal illogic coming out, and I was like, what's going on here? Because I used to pick up a lot of girls, you know what I mean, when I was younger. Like being a surfer, like when I worked as a surf instructor, I just tell the European girls, yeah, come to the beach tonight. We get drunk, and I'd plug them. And look, there's police. I got my intimidation happening. There's police there. So it's interesting how this happens like every day, right? Anyway, yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that. And they just want a game object. Hold on, I've got to blow my nose. Yeah, so once you wake up, you don't get women anymore. That's the point of this. And you say, well, Ben, I know plenty of spiritual men who have girlfriends and wives. One thing I attribute that to is the old programs of, social programming. It was just the norm to like hook up with someone, right? And you can pass, that's obvious, we all know that it's like, you can see our parents are more married than Generation Y and Generation Z, right? It's just that old structure. So that's one thing. But I know what you're thinking. You're like, yeah, but I see many are spiritual people and they're together. And the whole twin flame thing, we've gone through that because the woman is programming the man. It's like a last-ditch effort of the red dress programming. Well, hey, listen, he's going to get out of here. He's going to escape. We're not going to have his soul. He's not going to reincarnate. Let's stop him. Let's give him a nice woman. And some of these women, they may be spiritual and have a soul, but that doesn't mean you're not an organic portal. It's about the higher spirit. So are you focused on getting out of here, getting back into spiritual realms? Because women are focused on this place, and this is, like I said, dead matter. There's no spirit in matter. We put the spirit in matter, and like matter is dead. It's dead stuff. And I noticed that, when you get the spiritual sort of couples, the woman is definitely controlling the man. It doesn't matter if they're spiritual. They say they're into like sacred harmonics or friggin', good food or something. I noticed the woman's still always programming the man. And you can see this. I mean, it's physical. You can see the physical body movements and little gestures and stuff. So it goes back to the same thing. They just want that obedience there. And it is a mind control. Obviously it's a mind control because he should have his own thoughts and mind and be able to move his body how he wishes and so on. But it's like they're telepathically attached as well. I'm sure you've seen that as well. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, how women always choose game objects, they always choose organic portals, is what I'm saying. Because they just want to have, a quiet pizza night and chill. They don't want to do great work and pump out some sacred text, which, for me, and I know other great people in the past, is hardcore. Remember how much I was attacked? I was attacked viciously for creating the Organic Portals Handbook. And no one wants to go through that. And all I've noticed is that another thing I've noticed is that it's the same with the other guys who are intensely spiritual. And what I mean by that is actually in their own spirit, who are not afraid to speak their mind and be frequency controlled by the female, because that's what she's always doing. Oh, don't swear. It's frequency control, what they're doing. They frequency control the physical bodies, the mental aspects of the men, everything. And if you can't see this, you can't see nothing because it's right before your eyes. Like I said, you can see it in physiological movements even, body language and stuff. So, what are you looking at? Are you even looking? So I just wanted to put that one out there because I think it's very obvious. It's not just me, it's happened with a lot of other people that suddenly when you become aware of the simulation and organic portals, that you have a huge deeper layer. It's not that you're spiritual now, that you like sacred harmonics and vegan food and stuff. That's not what we're talking about. That's shallow spirituality because you just took it from the group. It's not even from your own spirit. You just took it. Don't you see this stuff? We've talked about this before. Vertical creation, right, is spiritual from within you, and then there's the horizontal group. You take things from the group, like, it's spiritual to be vegan because majority said so. You know what I mean? I've been through veganism, but that's the shallow end. Look where I am now. Look where I've ended up, in the deep end of the pool. It's that this is a simulation, that some people are not real. And this is the opposite end of the norm, of normal people's lives. Nobody sits around the dinner table talking about this stuff. And if they do, it's dismissive and for 1 minute. Nobody sits there talking about how it's a simulation. Can't remember a dinner conversation where I've ever done that before in my life. They just talk shit, right? They get around and they laugh and they talk about crap or what they've done last week or the sport team. You all know the deal. I mean, I'm kind of preaching to the choir here. Anyway, just wanted to get it out there. What else? I pretty much said it quite perfectly, but yeah, I'm at the bus stop here, so I'm going to get off. Women want game objects and they choose organic portals.